Hi, this is Andrew with Infinity Cutting Tools. Today we're over here at the Tablesaw to take a look at the new JessEm Clear Cut Tablesaw stock guides. Now these are a fence mounted hold down system that greatly reduce the chances of kickback on your saw and also hold your stock tightly against your fence for cleaner and more accurate cuts. Let's go ahead and take a closer look and I'll show you how easy it is to install this system on your saw, and we'll also make a couple of cuts so you can see exactly how they work. Installing the stock guides on your table saw is very easy. The first thing you're going to do is take the heavy-duty aluminum track that comes with the stock guides and mount it to your table saw's fence. JessEm includes everything you need to be able to do this, including the drill bit to pre-drill for the hardware and even the correct torque-style screwdriver to drive the included sheet metal screws to get everything installed in your saw. All you need to provide is either a handheld drill or a drill press to drill those holes. Once you get the track installed on your table saw's fence, you can go ahead and install the stock guides themselves. They're very easy to install. You take this entire assembly, you make sure the locking knobs are loosened, then you simply set them on and slide them onto the track and lock them back down. The front slides on just as easily as the rear. Now that I have everything mounted to my saw, I can go ahead and set up the stock guides to make a cut. The first thing I want to do is make sure that the front and rear guides are located with the rear guide beyond the saw blade and the front guide in front of the saw blade. I don't want these directly in line with the saw blade itself. And I also want to make sure that if I raise the blade up to the proper height, that there's no interference with the riving knife or splitter and the edge of the rear stock guide. Once I've done that, I can go ahead and set the stock guides for the proper thickness for my material. To do this, I loosen the locking knob and I take a piece of material, either the piece I'm looking to cut or a piece of the same thickness. I'm going to raise the stock guide and place my material underneath it. You can see I've placed the stock guide on the material, on the black portion of the stock guide itself, not on the wheel. Once I've rested there, I can go ahead and lock it down, and I know that the guide is set to the proper depth and I'm going to have perfect tension on my material when I'm making a cut. I go ahead and do this for both the front and the rear guides. Now my stock guides are set for the thickness of my material. I'm ready to make a cut. Making a cut with the stock guides is very easy. We simply feed the material through the saw just like we would any other cut. The advantage with the stock guides is we don't have to worry about the material drifting away from the fence while we're making that cut. This makes it a lot easier to use push blocks and push sticks rather than our hands to have to guide the material. The stock guides are going to guide for us. All we have to do is feed. You can see even if I'm away from the fence, when I start the material, the stock guide is going to pull the material into the fence, and as we feed through, it's going to continue to maintain pressure against the fence both in front of the blade and after the blade, so we don't have to worry about that material trying to walk away from the fence while we're making a cut. These clear-cut stock guides also go a long way to reducing the chance of kickback. The reason for this is that the roller wheels only spin in one direction. If we feed material in and the saw tried to kick back, the wheels will not turn in reverse. They're going to hold and lock down because of the mechanism of the stock guides, so we're not going to have to worry about that material kicking back nearly as often. Okay, we have everything set up. Let's go ahead and make a cut. Here's the cut we just made. Here's our off-fall piece. You can see a really nice clean cut. This was on the waist side. And here's the cut off the table saw. Very nice, smooth, very straight cut as well. Very accurate cut, and as you can see, no burning, no tearing or chip out. We don't even see swirl marks from the saw blade. Just a really nice, clean, easy to make cut. Made of quality materials such as anodized aluminum and steel, JessEm's clear-cut table saw stock guides will ensure you get the safest and most accurate cuts possible every time you use your saw for years to come.